Hey everyone, it's Spurs Rail 96 here. Hope you're doing well out there. Welcome to another Train Sim World live stream. Today we are once again back in the northeast of the United States of America, and we're going to be doing some high-speed passenger action with the iconic, a modern classic, if you like, the Amtrak Acela Express on not one, not two, but three routes. So let's kick things off by heading to the MBTA commuter route, and we're going to do a empty stop move, which isn't in the Boston Sprinter timetable, strangely. We will do a non-revenue service from Southampton Street Yard to Boston South. I think we'll do one at 10:27. That sounds good to me. I'm tempted to put some snow on, but I think that might be a bad idea somehow. So should we go for light cloud as always? Not sure. I want to change it up a bit. Maybe misty, maybe a bit of light snow. Yeah, go on. I mean, it's only to the depot, isn't it? How bad can it be? Certainly feels like it's going to snow. Where I am in the UK, it's absolutely freezing. I mean, I went to put the bin out this evening after I had my dinner, and I just couldn't believe how cold it was. My hands were just freezing. I think it was like 1, maybe 2 degrees at the time. It'll be even colder now, but lovely, nice warm cup of tea. Okie dokie. So it's 8-car train or 8-coach train, or 2 Amtrak Acela electric locomotives, as the power cars. Think of it like as a Americanized HST, if you like, but this goes faster than HST, believe it or not. Okay. Before we go any further, we'll turn on the motion blur to aid the stream's performance. Boy, it's good to be back in this. Don't need the timetable light. We'll have the console dimmer lights up to 100%. Tilting is enabled. Have the reversing handle to the neutral position and then to the forward position. We will need the wipers on. Intermittent, yeah, that's the one. Cab temperature 70 degrees. We'll need out the full 75. Cab heater. We'll need it to heat. No doubt about that. It's cold outside. Okay. Brake cutout valve is set to passenger. Front headlights on full. It is automatic. Thought I was going to sneeze then. We do have a snow brake in case we need it. And we can proceed under restricted speed, 20 miles per hour, but of course the speed limit in the yard is significantly lower. Oh yeah, sugar. Let's check the paddle back here. Walkaway light on. Cab active. Yep, that's all I want to see, I think. In here. Very loud back here. ACS, ATC, and the alerter. I know it's only a yard move, but why not, eh? Put the power on at 21%, see what that does. Okay, we're moving. Boston South, platform 7, I think that was. Let's just check the switches. Make sure they're set to the correct position. That's the right one, yes? Yes it is. That one there. Whoop. That's fine. And should be then a clear run into the station. Whoops. Busy looking at the map instead of what's in front of me and the speed. Let's take a look at the multi-function displays. What's this? The primary operators display. Oh yeah, this. Forgot about this. So this is displaying the reservoirs, the brake cylinder pressure gauge, and the power in the lead car and the trailing power car. Let's check speed. Is it touch screen? No, it's not. It's a number. Oh, is it touch screen? It might be the other screen, which has more buttons you could fiddle with. Maybe it's not that one. Multifunction display. I don't think this does anything. It's got the clock and the speed limit. ACS and ATC has restricted us to. We're currently doing 3 miles an hour. I'm just pushing buttons for the sake of it, and no, that doesn't do anything either. The aspect display unit, obviously that's displaying the cab signal aspect and the maximum authorized speed. Multifunction, is it this one? Probably is. Yes, it is. It's got various things from the subsystem selection screen. Propulsion, I think that is. Passenger information and communications, brakes, track surveillance, data management, tilting, all the bits and bobs you would expect. Need to just concentrate what's going on. Let's say another passenger train just coming into service. Right, so the speed has increased to 20. So I'll set the throttle lever at 21%. Anyway, what was I doing? It's ironic that this camera angle is the one that's furthest away from the screen. Thank you very much. What have we got? Return, select. Pressing them. Oh no, of course they're buttons, obviously. Not touch. Keep thinking they're touch screen. I don't know why. Friction brake. Tilting, I think that was, and that's all you can access. It's number 4, dear. Whoa. Too busy looking at screens and not watching what I'm doing. I'm still moving, that's all that matters. How do you go back? Oh, so that's all you do. Tilting, friction brake, and propulsion. Let's select that one. Ooh, look at that. That's the status of the propulsion on the train. Ooh. Tilting? I bet tilting or something. Oh yeah, that's the status on the tilting systems. Obviously we're not tilting at 16 miles per hour. Propulsion and the friction brakes. What does that do? And that's the status on the friction brakes. So let's apply the brakes. You can see the numbers and the graphics animating and moving around, which is very good. Right, we are dangerously close to the station platform. I'm very surprised that Dovetail haven't allowed the HSP 46 and the multi-level coaches and cab car, you know, to be substituted onto the Boston Sprinter timetable. And I'm also and then it gets even more stranger because obviously the empty stock moves you can do with the Amtrak Acela only takes place on the MBTA commuter and not the primary route, which is the Boston Sprinter. So little bit strange. That is something I wish Dovetail would sort out. I mean, they today added a humongous patch for the well, all sorts of routes and stuff, be it German, US, Austrian, British as well. A big chunk of the patch notes were for the Falzich-Luguisbahn and the West Coast Main Line Preston to Carlisle, which interestingly, in fact, has added a couple of chapters on the journey mode, which always piques my interest. I like to see the journey mode adding more chapters and getting bigger and expanding the route's overall experience. Alright, let's apply the brakes. Just go stone dead silent. That was a very abrupt end of the in-cab audio there of the locomotive at work, but here we are. Welcome to Boston South. This is a service going to Washington, I think, but the service is already finished. We got a gold for that, nice and easy. So let's go back to the main menu, and then we will do the first of two high-speed journeys, which obviously is on the Boston Sprinter route going from Boston South to Providence. That will be fun. Okay. Boston Sprinter, Amtrak Acela. I wonder if the timetable and the actual, you know, service numbers are correct. Let's have a look. What one was that? AM2163. Might be a different year. The route was based on 2163. Oh yeah, it does have it. Fair play. There's one I've already done though. Should we do it? Yeah, let's do it. Why not, eh? So February, I think we'll have it set to light snow like we did before. And get going. This will be interesting. Right. Okay. Oh, there's the passengers suddenly going towards the corresponding services. Right, let's set the train up ready for departure. Brakes to minimum. Intermittent. Cab temperature set to maximum. Cab heater set to heat. Air conditioning on automatic. Should be fine, shouldn't it? Yeah. Consoles light dimmer set to max. The timetable light, well, you can turn it on or off, but it doesn't really matter, to be honest. Everything else is all set up for us, which is nice. Head to the into the corridor, the very loud corridor. AC, SES. Sounds like that song. I can't think of what it was. It was like, it was a song that, I forget who it was who sung it. It was like SOS or something. I don't know, ignore me. Very loud here at Boston. A terrible horn, unfortunately, but we'll make do. You've got the PIS displays on the outside of the coaches in all working order. Or all in good working order. There's the rear unit. Rear locomotive. Okay, so the first station stop is Boston Back Bay. It's just under 5,000 feet away. Right. I've got some stats on the Acela, or it used to be known as the Acela Express until September 2019. That is something I never knew. Obviously, it's the flagship passenger train service along the Northeast Corridor from between Washington DC and Boston. 13 intermediate stops, including Baltimore, New York City, of course, and Philadelphia. The Acela to this day is the fastest in the Americas, reaching 150 miles per hour, or 240 kilometers per hour. But only, I think, 50 miles of the 457-mile route are actually classified as high-speed rail, which, is a bit of a shame. First entered service in December the 11th, one day before my birthday, 2000. And in terms of its onboard services, it has first class and business class, fully accessible areas for disabled people. Seating is 4 across in business class and 3 across in first class, and catering facilities such as a cafe and at-seat meals in first class. It is powered by 25 kilovolt 30 hertz AC electrification system from Boston to New Haven, and then it's 12.5 kilovolts 60 hertz AC overhead electrification system from New Haven to New York, and then from New York to Washington it changes again to 12 kilovolt 25 hertz AC overhead electrification system. We are approaching Boston, Back Bay. So let's get the bell going and prepare to stop for train. Ooh, that person's a bit close to the edge of the platform. And we'll stop just in front of the fire extinguisher. And we can unlock the doors and allow the passenger boarding procedures to commence. This is a good model. I mean, this the one good thing. Oh right, I was about to say the one good thing about Train Sim World, and the camera is broke. Excellent, excellent. Typical dovetail. Typical Train Sim World. Ugh, dear me. Look at that. You've got trees on the road. Yeah, that ain't good. Yeah, okay. Right, we'll do the front camera instead. The one thing I will say is that these models are very, very good. Very, very accurate. The graphics and textures up close could be a little bit better. Look at that, you got the, you can access the coupler. You can unlock it, and that's the cut bar. And you can close the coupler shroud. How cool is that? So here's the PIS display. I think it's also operational inside. So you've got Providence there. Acela Express. Lovely. And the doors do make a sound sequence, which is accurate. Don't know if you were able to pick that up, but sounds pretty good. Right, let's go. Full power. The second stop is Route 128. That is 10 miles away. Now, the actual name itself, Acela, the branding team basically described the name Acela on the ideas of acceleration and excellence. Whatever the hell that means. Back in 1999. speed has increased to 120 miles per hour. I was about to say kilometers per hour for some reason. I've been doing German routes too much. But we are going to struggle to reach that speed in a short amount of time, because obviously we're on the slippery rails. Of course, this Acela does indeed have a cruise control, so I could in theory use the cruise control, but I don't want to. Manual is more engaging and challenging. I'm seeing a fair few trains on Boston Sprinter. It may not have as many services as New York to Trenton, but certainly during the early morning, late morning / lunchtime period, and evening rush hour, it certainly is busy. It feels busier than New York Trenton, strangely. I mean, this route is shorter than New York Trenton. I know Dovetail was doing a a Festival of Rail thing, or whatever celebration they do this time of year. I don't know if the Acela is actually on a discount. Mainly for PC, I don't know. It might be, because Dovetail can have more influence in the Steam sales, or whenever they want to put a special event on, that usually results in steep discounts across a wide variety of content. Train Sim Classic, their Tram game, and Train Sim World. Right, we got just under 4.5 miles to go to Route 128 station. Interesting name. You think that would be the name of a highway traffic stop or something, What do they call it? Services, that's it. Highway. Do they have highway service stations? I suppose they do, don't they? Yeah, of course they do. I'm just thinking of it, is that the right name? I don't know why. Maybe it's best to do keep the throttle off, because we've only got just under 2.5 miles to just over 2.5 miles to go, and I don't want to start putting on the brakes maximum and end up locking and sliding along the icy, snowy rails. I think 110 is good enough. Yeah, I think let's put on the brakes. Slow down slowly. Probably going to be late but it's better than massively overshooting the platform. Hey Saitokin, nice to see you. Hope you're well. Oh, under $7 US. Oh, it's cheap. Well, maybe. Right, let's increase the brakes a bit more. 45, I think. Should be good enough, he says. Oh, I don't know actually. Might need a bit more. Might need a bit more. A lot more. Oh dear. We're not braking as fast as I thought we would. Brake. No. Oh, damn and blast. I was too cautious. Oh well. Never mind. Maybe I underestimated how good the brakes were in these conditions. How bad was it? Oh dear. Nearly 2 coaches. Oh dear. Yeah, yeah. No wonder there's not a lot of passengers on this train. They fear that I might cause more than a few problems. Oh, well, at least they're congregating onto this part of the platform. Maybe they want to go to the front of the train into business class. Is it first class over here? It is indeed. Oh, this is the quiet car. Okay. There should be a dining car somewhere. Oh yeah, this is the cafe car. Oh, you got someone, oh, a few people actually sat in the chairs waiting for their meal or drinks, which they're never going to get. So I hope they brought a packed lunch with them. Okay, the next stop is Providence, 30 miles away. Speed limit has increased to 130 miles per hour. I believe it's the fastest speed limit you can reach on the Boston Sprinter. Although the cab signal indicator said we can go to a speed of 150 miles per hour. I don't think we will reach that speed. Sodokin, what's up? You been well, Spurs? Yeah, I've been not too bad, thank you. Not too bad. Freezing cold weekend, so I haven't really done much this weekend. Today has been a nice day off, so I've just been sat in front of the fire and watching some TV. Saddened by. I don't know. I mean, my email is there. My, I don't know what you call it, business email. I suppose you would now. Spurs. But yeah, I have an email that Dovetail can contact me if they want to include me in any of their promotional material. But obviously, I think they know very well that I'm probably not their. I'm probably not their. How shall I put this? I'm not one of the happy clappy lot, if you want to put it that way. The one who just praises them to the hill, just so you can become a Dovetail Train Sim World ambassador and get all the free content. And obviously the consequence of that is that you are denied a particular, you're denied to view your opinions on either their channels or your own channels. Like saying, oh, this is a shambles, or questioning their business practices or things like that. That's probably why I'll never ever get to be involved or invited to their, participate in their special streams and, whatever stuff they do these days. Even if I would have been invited, I don't think it would have been possible, because I probably wouldn't have the equipment that they probably would expect a person to have, like a minimum requirement of equipment, like maybe a better mic or a camera or something like that. And that's just simply a route I won't go down yet. I know a few peeps have wanted to, see me get one of those face cameras, so you could all see my lovely face. But no, I don't want to do that. Not yet, anyway. Maybe one day, when I'm like 65 or something. Because that's the thing, like, if Dovetail also, asked me to promote this particular product, or, on say a product that I like, and yeah, sure, I'd happily do it, but I don't want to be denied, my opportunity, let's say, to voice my opinions on the way things are going in Train Sim World. And he could say, well, Spurs, I mean, you're going to get a lot of DLC and stuff for free. That is true. It'll save me an absolute fortune. But, yeah. To me, the positives don't outweigh the negatives to me. We've got 23 miles to go. Speed limit will come down briefly to 125 miles per hour, then shoot back up to 130. I think it's their Festival of Rail streams, isn't it? That's what they call it this time of year. They normally do it in January, like late January, beginning of February, so I suppose that's the right time of year. I mean, it's very strange, isn't it, the lack of new content we've had, isn't it? It's quite surprising. Since the 5th iteration of this game has come out, I mean, it seems we're getting less content by the looks of it. Like, we've only had 2 routes so far, actually 3, and then it will soon be 4. So maybe we're on par. Whoop. Penalty brake application, too busy talking. Put it in suppression, that'll do the job. It's been a while since I've been on this, so I am very, very rusty. Apologies. Well, at least I kept the speed limit over 100 miles per hour. Speed limit actually is going to increase to 150 miles per hour, which is the highest speed you can obtain on this route, or maintain. One thing that I can assure you that I will not be showing on this channel in any way, shape or form is that hideous Thomas the Tank Engine. Not in a million years will I touch that. Hell no. Best way to experience Thomas the Tank Engine? Easy. Just go and watch the first original 7 series of the TV series from was it the 1980s? Jeez, to the early 2000s. That's how to get your Thomas fix. No need to spend money on games and so on and so forth. In my book, anyway. Or get yourself the original railway books, which I actually still have. Used to have it as a kid. Downstairs on the bookshelf. They're probably quite valuable these days. Don't worry, I'm not going to sell them. Too precious to me. We've got just over 15 miles to go to Providence Station. Hopefully I can find the right service number for the New York to Trenton route. So it's cool that the timetable, in a way, is kind of similar from a time period perspective. Like this route was set in the early 2010s. It doesn't state a specific year, and the same goes for the MBTA commuter. So it's nice to have that continuity in effect, with particularly the Amtrak stuff. It's just a shame you can't do the empty stock moves at Southampton Yard on Boston Sprinter instead of paying another 30 quid for MBTA commuter. But MBTA commuter actually isn't as horrendous as I thought. I still think Boston Sprinter overall is a better package. I don't know, it's just something about this route that I prefer to the other two. You know, MBTA commuter and New York Trenton. Cytokine, I would say, is yeah, I agree, 100%. I'd say exposure and name recognition would be brilliant, but what would that come at the cost as for, you know? At the cost at? And I think that's probably an opinion and free speech on their business practices and their products and the way they go about things with Train Sim World, you know, numbering editions and putting prices up and all this and that. Probably they won't like in any way, shape or form. I want them to get better. It's not like I just detest them just for the sake of it, you know. I don't. I want them to do better. I mean, today in the patch notes they've decided to disable the Dovetail Live services if you've installed one of those fantastic mod packs from the Train Sim community website, which effectively brands them as effectively useless when you want to access the Dovetail Live services, because you have to then log off to enable the mods to work, and obviously you have to then, if you want to access the Dovetail Live services and servers, you then have to delete them and uninstall them, which yeah, I'm sure is not too much of a biggie. Oh, shut up. There we go. Just focus on this bit for a second. But yeah, no doubt the brand recognition and, you know, more subscribers and all that stuff would be brilliant. But I suppose you got to do it the hard way. That is just to put in more effort. So put in more videos. I suppose that's more of a rewarding way of doing it, I suppose, in terms of getting, you know, better recognition and more subscribers and so on and so forth. I suppose the hard way is the better way. You have to put in the extra work and dedication and all those magic words. Granted, maybe a couple of, I don't know, what would you say, associated streams with, you know, Dovetail, be it on their Festival of Rails stuff and their special sales they do throughout the year, and yeah, granted, it will probably generate more recognition and subscribers far quicker than you know, the slow and steady and the hard way, aka by myself. But I don't know. If that opportunity was to happen, I mean, I will take it hands down. But I will want assurances that I will not be silenced from voicing my opinion. You know? But there we go. That's the way companies want to work, don't they? In terms of, you know, press and marketing and all that. Has to be positive. Oh well. We've got just under 6 miles to go to Providence. Got a speed limit of 60 miles per hour coming up. Should be on time. I'm not too sure, considering the constant speed changes from the cab signal display. Speed limit 60 coming up. So I can understand understandable. It's just business. Yeah, that's true. Very, very true. Yeah, absolutely spot on. I think I was close at one time. I think it was last year or maybe the year before, where I was close to being a what do you call it? One of those Dovetail Trenton World Ambassadors. But I think they then just, you know, went into complete silence, Dovetail, and didn't say whether I was or wasn't going to be a member. I imagine my views on the game as a whole probably contributed to the fact they just, well, stayed silent. I didn't want to say yes or no. Because I think I was asked by one of their very own members, actually, if you want to be an ambassador, and at the time I said yes, but with guarantees on, you know, this and this and this. So he said, okay, I'll send an email to them and so on. And then since then I haven't heard anything. So I don't know. Speed limit's increased to 70, but we'll go down to 60 and then back up to 70 again, as we are just over 3.5 miles away from Providence Station. Right, at this point I'll say the usual YouTube shenanigans. If you'd enjoyed the stream up to this point and you like what you see or what you've heard, then yeah, of course, feel free to hit the thumbs up button below. I think the last stream generated nearly 250 views, which is nothing on YouTube, but for me it's not too bad on the streaming front recently. So yeah, if we can amass those views, if you want to share it around, and of course feel free to do so. The live stream will be available to be played back once the live stream has concluded. And as far as the next stream is concerned, that will be taking place next Monday on the 17th of February 2025. And the next bit of content I will be turning my attention to on the streaming front, it will be, if I can just get the list up, I have a list, I can assure you. That will be German, and the route in question is Link Rheinstrecke, a route I like a lot. Good old school historic German route. Speed limit is reduced to 45, so let's get it within that speed limit as we're getting ever closer to Providence. But yeah, hope you're well, Saitokin. Hope you had a good weekend. I think it's fair to say we are going to be late. Oh well, never mind. Hopefully not too late. Alright, I'll have a sip of tea whilst we're cruising into Providence Station. Ah, lovely. Ah, lovely. Right, round the curve. And here is Providence. Now all we need after now is a section from Providence to New York Penn. Nice and easy. Oh, where's the wipers? Ugh. Why have we got a penalty brake application? I was doing well within the speed limit. I was trying to turn the wipers off. I know there's a stop signal in front of me. I've got quite a bit of a gap in signalling terms. There we go. Here we are, arrival at Providence. Got a bit of snow built up on the bottom there. That is good to see. Old, and old as well. But not as old, not as old. Just reminds me of something from like, you know, like RoboCop or something. I don't know, it's got that kind of face and look to it. God knows why. Oh, fair enough, Cytokin. Fair enough. Hopefully it wasn't too cold for you. I'll probably have a look at what the temperature is outside, actually. It's cold enough. I had to put the heating on in my room, which is something I never do. Normally the PS5 do it for me. What is it? 2 degrees Celsius. Feels like -2 outside. Excellent. Excellent. Certainly feels like winter. Not over yet. Okay, we got a gold. Excellent. Just took me just under 43 minutes, and we stopped at Boston Back Bay, Route 128, and Providence Station. So let's go back to the main menu, and then we will commence the final service, which is a run on the Northeast Corridor, New York to Trenton. I finished my cup of tea. Now I will go to my water bottle. Have water. Water's good for you. So they say. Okay. New York, New York. There you are. A busier timetable, thank you very much. Amtrak Acela. Right, this is going to be fun. Try and find 2163. That's 2164. Ah, is that the one? 2163. Acela Express service from New York Penn Station to Trenton. That's the one. And we'll have it on light snow, please. Thank you very much. Cytokin just did West Coast Main Line over Chaparral finally, so probably do some roaming and watch that. Fair enough. It's a fantastic route. Arguably the best one that's been made until the next route just trains us. Okay, here we are under the cover of darkness once more. What the hell is that noise? Never heard that sound. Is that from a... What is that? ACS-64. Jeez, never heard it sound that bad. Sounds a bit sickly to me. Cab temperature set to maximum. Aircon to automatic. Cab heaters on. AC, SCS on, ATC on, and the alerter on. Obviously the frame rate is going to be atrocious. This is arguably the worst part of New York Trenton in terms of performance. Actually, oh, there's the ACS-64. So the coaches are unusually making that noise. Oh no. Yes indeed. This one sounds a bit sickly. So you got the New Jersey Transit train sets here. I have installed the correct Long Island Railroad DLC. As you can see, there's one there, and there's an M3 over there. So it shouldn't be too busy, but it's busy enough. There's enough trains, you know, in the area. We've got a fair few. So what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's another Acela over there, I think. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 10 altogether. If my maths is correct. Normally isn't. 1, 2. Oh, there's another one entering or withdrawing from the platform. So that's now just down to 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 10. Okay, the first station stop is Newark Penn, 9 miles away to be exact. There was a, speaking of West Coast Main Line over Shapru, Saitokin, there was a huge amount actually that's been changed to West Coast Main Line over Shapru, mostly you know, fixing bugs and improving performance. But yeah, it was a big game update today. It was way bigger than I thought it was. Those are the patch notes for Fuzzish, Louis Barn, Frankfurt. Fluto got a few, not as many as I expected in terms of performance. There. Too busy looking at patch notes instead of focusing what's in front of me. This normally happens if you are watching for the first time. Yeah, Preston to Carlisle, what have they done? They've added more passengers to Carlisle Station, added more waiting areas to Lancaster Station, added missing overhead line equipment wires on service 2P43, added an extra journey mode including freight and diesel multiple unit services and shunting. I will definitely take a look at that. Improved rendering issues throughout the route, including the crossover at Upper B, and fixed so many issues. It's ridiculous. I won't go through all of them. But we've adjusted the height of the Lancaster Road Bridge to prevent the Class 08 from clipping into it. Reduced the platform 4 length at Lancaster Station and removed the Pendolino extension. Interesting. Oh yeah, of course, because the Pendolino didn't exist in 1980. What was it? 86, right? Yeah, 1986. They've removed snow from inside of the signal boxes, removed the hidden track from Croston, turned off background and static AI layers to improve crashes on Gen 9 consoles, moved the off indicators at Penrith to the correct location, moved a marker at Hardendale that was causing derailment, and moved a marker for Currick and Wilston to fix timetable issues on 2 particular services, and fix scenarios displaying the wrong speed limit. East Coast Main Line got just one measly little fix, which was disappointing. I was expecting a hell of a lot more. Metrolink Antelope Valley Line had updated timetable formations to allow San Bernardino's MP36 PH-3C locomotive substitution. Interesting. As far as this route, it does have a couple of fixed issues. It's fixed an issue causing the guard mode to lock up and freeze after closing for doors. Interesting. And the MPTA commuter has updated the ditch lights to stop when neither the bell nor the horn is active on the HSP 46 locomotive or the Rotem cab car. Are we losing speed, or we are losing speed? Why are we losing speed? We should be gaining speed. I can't have stalled it, have I? Oh no, we're gaining speed now. Oh, that's odd. Blackpool branches, just various localization improvements, and they've updated passenger door compartments controls to be compatible across all German stock. That's literally so many, I couldn't tell you. But it applies to Dresden to Chemnitz Rapid Transit. Forgot about that route. Russignol, Semmeringbahn, my beloved. Salzburg, Rosenheim, Link Rheinstrecke, Hamburg, Lübeck, Schnellfahrstrecke, Kassel, Würzburg, and the training centre. And Niedertalbahn have updated Freddy's Holy Shrine to align with the release of the Mitte Wallbahn. That's an interesting thing. What's that about then? Freddy's Holy Shrine. Is that a scenario, right? What a bizarre name for a scenario. Sounds a bit scary. Freddy's Holy Shrine. Sounds like something you'd hear in like Five Nights at Freddy's video game or something, you know? It's probably the name of the next title game. Okay. I did turn the wipers on, correct? No, I didn't. Oopsie daisy. That was stupid of me. Then again, we were in the tunnels, so I wasn't in a very precarious position when it comes to not seeing where I'm going. Blah. That's okay. Everything's under control. I will change the thumbnail of the stream when the thing is completed. I had a different one, but I didn't have time to finish it. Oh well, never mind. Speed limit has increased to 90 miles per hour. But it will be going straight back down to 60 very shortly. As we're about to charge through Secaucus Junction at 80 miles per hour. And now what a sound it makes when you go by. No. Hopefully it doesn't get too dark in the game. Go, it's better. We've got just under 4 miles to go to Newark Penn. Hey Andrew, nice to see you. Hope you're well. Sadikin, you're on an uphill. Yeah. Oh, in the tunnel. But I did have 94% of power applied. Thought I would have at least got the job done. Hope you're well, Andrew. Hope you had a good weekend. Right, let's increase the speed once again. As it's gone back up to 90. Then very quickly it's going to actually go back down to 60. So I don't see any point in actually going any faster than 60. I should be okay time-wise. Clawzord 227, hey, nice to see you. Hope you're well. Welcome. Just taking the Amtrak Acela for a high-speed blast on the two northeast corridor routes on a snowy February day. And the exact same timetabled service, number 2163. There's a plane going overhead. Don't know if that's officially licensed one or not. I've forgotten about those aircraft being, you know, what is it? Officially licensed Airbuses and I don't know. What was the other one? What a silly thing to do. You know, of all the things Dovetail could have brought to Train Sim World, they chose to bring in 2 licensed aircraft that most of the time we're not even going to be concentrating on trying to spot, you know. Oh dear. Next minute I'll try and bring in helicopters next. Officially licensed helicopters and all this and that. I don't know. What a ridiculous thing to do. Alright, let's get down the speed. Should be okay. Shouldn't have safety systems screaming in my ears. All clear. Excellent. 1 mile to go to Newark. Penn. We're doing well time-wise. All we need to do is cross the bridge. And then Newark Penn will come into view. Is that the sound of the wind or the snow outside? Sounds cool. Oh, that's the blind. I thought that was the window. That's the window. Cool animation. The window and the blind opening and closing. Would have been cool if the window had a sound effect, you know, opening, excuse me, and closing. Right, here's the platform. New Jersey transit train on the left-hand side, about to depart the station and go somewhere, don't know where. Good golly, that might be the first time I've stopped at a station reasonably close to the stop marker. Hallelujah, at least I got one in. Give the Acela a chance to breathe for a minute. This train number is 2033. Under 10 years until we reach that particular number. Frightening, isn't it? Hey Simon, nice to see you. Hope you're well. Andrew would be if my channel will not get spammed. Reported by YouTube. Just stuff all about it there. Spam? What do you mean spammed? Do you mean spam as in spam comments? I had that before. YouTube won't do anything about it. You'll just have to, do a bit of firefighting yourself, basically. Just block them. That's all you can do, and they'll eventually go away. Happened to me a long time ago, but thankfully, touch wood, won't happen again. Close order, man, that'd be supposed to happen over the weekend, right? Yeah, I heard about it on the news, but it didn't really affect me as much because, well, I didn't really go on it, to be honest, very much. I heard about it and I thought, well, there's no point even trying to turn on the PS5. And then the train has just arrived. Then I turned the PS5 on, when did I go on it? On Saturday night. What time? I think it was after dinner or something, and yeah, it was fine. Servers were up and running. I mean, of course, obviously it's not a nice issue, but it didn't affect me as much, because I just wasn't on it. I was doing other things. Okay, let's go to the next and final stop, which is Trenton Station, or Trenton Transit Centre. 47 miles away. Oh, we've got a race on our hands, it seems. That bell is loud, like really loud. Who's gonna get there first? Good to see the sparking effects, well, still being a thing, and not just fading away into existence. After debuting on, when was it? Train Sim World 3. Jeez, I'm speeding a bit here. There we go. Simon, I haven't played this route for ages. I should pick it back up. Yeah, I started playing it last weekend, and I thought I'd continue that by doing a stream on the Acela. It's still in one piece, believe it or not. The route performance overall is still terrible. Well, for the New York area in particular, to be fair, on the busier timetable. Yeah, but Boston, Providence works like a dream. No, the train head is beating me. I need to pick up speed. I may have had a head start, but that train must have a higher permitted speed. Find the signals. I can go at 70. Must be going at a hell of a lot more speed than me. Albeit his lead is starting to become a crawl rather than storming into the distance. In fact, we're gaining back a little bit. I should have the high ground. Yeah, sad they've lost the Caltrain license. I suppose there's no guarantee that licenses, once you get them, they're around forever. But I think it happened for Train Sim Classic years ago when what was it? Was it like Aviva Trains Wales, wasn't it? I think it was. When that I think Aviva Trains Wales, I think their license got terminated by, not Dovetail, but I think, what was it, the government at the time of Wales, due to poor performance. And then I think the Welsh government has now taken over the running of that particular railway. What was it? The South Wales coastal route, wasn't it? It was under Aviva Trains Wales, I think it was. God, that goes back some years. And what is it now? Transport for Wales. I think it's come back, that route, under Transport for Wales branding. It's just that Dovetail to remove it and obviously then apply the Transport for Wales branding. Well, I think that's how the story goes. I may be completely wrong. I think it happened to the North Wales coastal route as well. What else? The Virgin Trains, obviously, as much as I like to have that brand back in real life, as well as Train Sim World and Train Sim Classic. All those products, I can't remember it. I think it was like an old HST in Virgin train colours that had to be taken down and never appeared again. Whoa, we're going way too fast. And yeah, I'm just thinking, did that actually come back in a different guise? I don't think it did. So it's a shame the Caltrain thing has come to an end, the licence. It's lasted for a fair while, to be fair. I don't know how long Dovetail's had the Caltrain products for. And Train Sim Classic, I think it was like nearly 10 years ago. So it's lasted a fair old while. But yeah, it's a shame it's ending. But all good things come to an end, I suppose. I mean, to be fair, the Caltrain products are in horrendous condition on Train Sim World anyway, and they haven't been updated for years. Like, I think the last time they got some attention, major attention by Dovetail was 2 years ago, I think, when they added, PIS screens and the Train Sim World 2 style skybox and lighting. Obviously, time has passed, and yeah, the route looks a little bit outdated and in a very buggy mess. I mean, I think the last time I played it, it was in such a terrible state. It crashed the game, and I thought, well, there's no point even having it. So I've uninstalled it. Well, this was going back a couple of years ago. Ironically, though, for fear of missing the Caltrain switcher mainly, today I've installed the route and the DLCs back in. I mean, they're not particularly big anyways, space-wise. I think the route's under 3 GB on the PlayStation 5. And the 2 DLCs, the Baby Bullet and the Caltrain switcher, what are they? Just under, 200, 300 megabytes? So, it's not too bad. I think Dovetail nearly lost the Long Island Railroad, was it, license? Because I don't think that brand was happy with the, let's say, how authentic the setup procedures of the multiple units were being portrayed in Train Sim World. Because the story goes is that Long Island Railroad people, I suppose, they presumed that people, the reason why youngsters were breaking into their trains and trying to break them and cause havoc and doing those stupid things, they blamed the game because they learned how to do the setup procedure on the game, and so they were able to transfer that knowledge to the real world thing. So yeah, so what did Dovetail do? They basically got rid of the panel. They covered up the switchboard behind the driver's or the engineer's seat on the newer Long Island Railroad rolling stock. That is the M7 and the M9. Ironically, though, the M3 did not get that treatment, and even more stranger is that those kind of practices, let's say, that these idiots do, by going onto railroads and doing stupid things with trains and causing all sorts of issues, let's say, for the brand and the company, they're still able to do that, really, because the original route is still out, still available on sale, and those units on that route still have the switchboards behind the engineer seat. They're not covered up by a metal panel or piece of plastic, so really they haven't really cured the problem. Because the original one's still there and hasn't been touched. So the problem's never really gone away. I presume Dovetails has told the licensed people at Long Island Railroad and say, hey, here we go, look, see, we did what you want. And they probably didn't bear looking or asking about the original DLC. They probably thought it was intended, you know, the upgrade, Long Island Railroad extended stuff for the original route. But there you go. I'm surprised Dovetail were able to get away with that, to be fair. Unless Long Island Railroad became less insistent over time of having those things put in place. Who knows, eh? We've got just over 35 miles to go to Trenton Transit Centre. Luxie. Hey, how are you? Hope you're well. Clause 227, I wish Dovetail could explore on Caltrain stuff like. We work in the Peninsula Corridor, currently electrified Caltrain. It would be cool if they could do that, but obviously that's never going to happen now, especially since they've lost the branding. In a way, I suppose they could actually do that. They just have to take away the Caltrain branding. It is possible. I mean, look at West Coast Mainline South. I mean, big chunk of the route's passenger services are operated with stock that is, well, unbranded. So it could work in a way, but you just have to, get around the embarrassing bit, which is the stock isn't branded. That can be rectified by livery packs either on the Trenton Community website or the Creators Club, if Dovetail would sneakily allow those liveries to be visible on the Creators Club. Maybe it could be possible. I wouldn't rule out a remaster though. I think that could happen in the distant future. I mean, look at Great Western Express. Dovetail's lost the GWR license for years, yet they're still going ahead with pumping out a huge remaster for it. I can't wait for that to happen. It's taking longer than I thought though. I thought it'd be out and about by now. But hey, I'd rather let them take their time and iron out the potential issues that they may have discovered with it. Obviously that's a route very close to my heart. Not only the first ever Train Sim World UK route, but it's the route that's right on my doorstep. So, happy days. I mean, the West Somerset Railway looks as good due to the remaster update. It looks fantastic. It looks nothing like the one that we've had for 4, 5, 6 years, really. But yeah, if that one guy at Dovetail can get, take a route that's been out for years and bring it up to a standard that, is borderline just trains quality, then yeah, fingers crossed that Great Western Express would be good. Ideally, what I would love to do is not only remasters, updates to tackle, issues and timetables and all that stuff. I would like to see some route extensions, not really rolling stock, but route extensions in particular I would love to see. I mean, for Great Western Express, it's obvious. I'd love to see a couple of branch lines being brought to life, like the branch to Henley, Marlow, maybe, Greenford. What else? Maybe have the main line extended to Newbury. But I think that's a bit too much to ask. Who knows? It might actually happen. You never know. That's probably why it's taking so long. Why it's been so been so quiet regarding that remastered update. You never know. You never know. We've got just under 30 miles to go to Trenton Transit Centre. What's the horn sound like? Not brilliant, Andrew, I must be honest. Sounds a little bit tinny for my liking. I won't do the outside. Andrew's man comments, but they hide their comments and they're swearing as well, so I'm forced to turn my comments off. Oh, don't turn them off. No. Leave them on, leave them on. I'm surprised that comments, spam comments can be hid. I mean, I'll just delete them. To be, yeah, I mean, it's your choice. If you want to have comments turned off, you can. It's not the end of the world. I personally wouldn't have them off in case people want to go, hey, that's a great video or a great stream, and, you know, gives you encouragement and confidence that what you're doing is the right thing, you know. You know, a bit of feedback and positivity. That's what you need, especially in this day and age. Let's reduce the speed to 21%. Not reduce the speed, but the lever, I should say. Chugging along nicely at 124 miles per hour. Clause Order Country is one of my favourites in Trenton Classic and Trenton Water. I haven't tried the one in Trenton Classic, to be honest with you. I don't know how what condition that one's in. I like to try in particular the San Francisco to Gilroy section, or just San Jose to Gilroy. Simon, could it be PS5? Rationing space. Oh, I've always done that. Yeah, I've always rationed space. I mean, even though I've got an extra terabyte of storage on my console, you know, this game eats the storage. It makes GTA 5 and Gran Turismo 7 look tiny. I think right now, what have I got? Nearly all the German and the Austrian, more, and the UK routes installed. Not all the US stuff, I will admit. But I have rationed a bit of space. But it isn't. I mean, it is a bit of a problem. I mean, the idea to cure it is, well, just get bigger external hard drive, aka one of those what's it called? I can't remember. I haven't brought one in years. It's like one of those sticks. It's like a memory stick, but it isn't a memory stick, if you get my drift. I don't know. I don't know what it's called. It's been so long. But yeah, it's an odd way to install an external hard drive in the console, because you've actually got to open the console up and put it inside the console. Whereas before, with a PS4, you could just plug in like I think it was like a Seascape drive thing, you know, through a cable out the front or the back of the console. You can't do that with the PS5. But of course, these extra storage devices are not cheap these days. I think when I paid mine back in 2021, I think it was, I don't want to know, I think the price was nearly £120, which is a lot for an extra storage device, but at the time they were heavily in demand. let alone a PS5. I mean, blimey, they were like gold dust back then in 2021. I eventually got mine. The external hard drive, I should say. But yeah, even though I have that hard drive, you know, I still uninstall games and I don't play, or DLCs from this game that I don't play very often. The beauty for me is that I have, you know, very fast internet. So it takes, I think it took me, just under 10-15 minutes to install, what is it, free routes and free loco add-ons. Obviously, I know, you know, that depend. You know, everyone's not going to have super fast internet and broadband speeds because it depends where you live. I know the pain of that very well from years gone by. Okay, speed's at 130, but it will go up to 150 miles per hour shortly. As we've got just under 20 miles to go to Trenton Transit Centre. Cytokine electrification coming up, and Caltrain wanted to get down as they didn't want it to reflect an old product. That's maybe possible, yeah. I didn't realise Caltrain was electrifying its route. Interesting. I will have to take a peek at that. I'm sure there's a website article about it somewhere. Ben Davis, hey, how are you? Hope you're well. I think I'm getting this route. Well, get it on a discount, a steep discount, that's all I'd say. The route is far from perfect. Even with a busier timetable, it doesn't cure all the problems. In some ways, the bigger timetable creates more problems, particularly in the New York area, with frame rate being a particular problem. I think Dovetail did put out a patch to try and cure it, but I don't think it made it any better, to be honest with you. But if you want to get the Amtrak Acela, then yeah, I'd say get it. It's probably one of the better North American locos add-ons that Dovetail have made in quite some time. I don't think the Acela sound-wise is as good as the what was it? The ALP 46 New Jersey Transit locomotive. I think the sounds on that are a little bit better, mainly because of the horn sounding so good. I don't know if it's realistic, but it sounds very good in my ears, from my ears. Sadie can agree, Great Western Railway deserves an upgrade. Absolutely. Can't wait for it. Heathrow Airport branch would be at top of my list. Whoa. I don't know about Heathrow Airport. I mean, they couldn't get Elizabeth. I don't think Elizabeth Line services could even work, because obviously the Elizabeth Line wasn't, well, anywhere near completed back in 2016. Heck, I think electrification of the Great Western Main Line from Paddington had only just started. And I think when the route was built, it only got as far as, I think, Slough or something. Obviously it's been extended a little bit further since then to Newbury. Yeah, Heathrow would be cool. I don't know if I think Dovetail's doing like what is it like? I don't think they've got the license for the Heathrow Express or Heathrow Connect services, so I think they're just sticking on a fictional livery that looks like a Heathrow Express or Heathrow Connect livery on a Class 387 or something like that. Unless that's changed, I don't know. Speed limit's coming down to 135 miles per hour, so let's get under that speed now. Simon of Emirates Delta must include extensions. Oh yeah, it's not. Of course it won't, but like you said, it'll be good if it was. If it was to be included, that would be awesome. Hopefully, TransPennine and Tees Valley will be next on the list. On the UK side of things, definitely on the German front, I think Ruhr Nord and Mainz-Bahn should be on. Should be a priority. I think top of the list for the German side of things has got to be München-Augsburg. No wonder TSG is not going to release a DBR 420 with a route that's in a horrendous state. I mean, it's so barren and bare, and it's just really, really sad. Like, the condition that route is in, arguably, is probably the worst German route that's ever been made in Train Sim World. Which is a shame, really, because it could be so much better. One day maybe. Simon, you will be able to run a free-stop tube train now. That is true, albeit in a quite inaccurate London Underground D-stock train. I think, I don't know, what line is it meant to be perpetrating, portraying, I should say. I think is it the District line? I forget, I can't remember. I can't remember the stations. Tube stations. What is there on Great Western Express? Was it Ealing Broadway? But that's practically useless because you can see trains, I think, at Ealing Broadway, but I don't think they depart and go very far. I think it's Royal Oak, is it? Before Paddington, is it? I don't know those tube stations very well. It'd be interesting if Paddington Station gets a rebuild, because obviously if the tube train, the tube platforms, the underground platforms, they're obviously, well, the Bakerloo line has a Paddington, platforms, but I don't think Great Western Express does. So that'd be interesting. I doubt that will happen, but you never know, I suppose. I mean, who would have thought that we were even going to get some sort of playable London Underground services? It's been quite a while since we've had any new things to do, and it concerns the London Underground. We've had quite a few new bits and pieces to do on the Overground. I mean, the Goblin line, the Lioness line, or the what's it called, Watford DC line, as it used to be known as, and the preferred name. And then you're going to get the half-hearted, as I like to say, Midway line, or the North London line. Such a shame that route's not going to. Well, the route itself is, I don't know, could you even call it a route? I mean, it doesn't go from end to end, does it? Stratford to Richmond, which is a terrible shame. I won't be getting that route until the developer makes a commitment to finish the route from Wilston Junction to Richmond. I don't care how long it will take 10, 20 years, but unless there's a commitment from the developer to finish the route. I mean, blimey, it's only 5 miles. I mean, if you've done 12, then I'm pretty sure you can do 5 more, surely. Unless that developer is desperate for the cash rolling in, or Dovetail may have, I don't know, had a saying, wanted the route out now. Anyway, apart from the half-hearted Midway line coming out, yeah, it would be cool to try something different on the London Underground. Certainly will feel weird. Be fascinated how that will work from a timetable perspective, because obviously no trains have ever run on those underground tracks, particularly in the Paddington area. Signals and so on and so forth. So that's going to be fascinating how that's going to play out. We are on the final approach to Trenton Transit Centre, and where this stream will indeed come to an end. So we're just cruising to Trenton Transit Centre. Andrew, are you doing any more routes tonight? No, I won't be doing any more tonight. I'm trying my best to keep streams under 2.5 hours, as it seems to be the norm recently. I don't want that to happen, so I think a stream under 2 hours is good enough for me. I mean, I could go on, yes. I have to wait until 11:15 because my mum's out and about at work, so I could carry on streaming, but I don't want to. I think I'm getting a little bit tired, to be honest with you. I must rest for tomorrow. But like I said earlier in the stream, the next live stream that will take place next Monday, the 17th of February 2025. The route in question, we will be going back in time to 1992. I'll be taking a look at one of my favourite German routes recently, the historic Link Rhine-Strecke. I do like that route. The more I've played it, the more I fell in love with it. Yeah, granted the scenery isn't great, but I just like the fact it's so different, running alongside the River Rhine for a big chunk of it. It's just a different change of scenery, and it's really, really nice and flowing, and you can reach some reasonably high speeds. So yeah, if you want to see me take on the challenge of that route, and feel free to pop along and have a chat and have some fun. Here we are, Trenton Transit Centre. See you, Simon. Yeah, particularly for an off the books project. Yeah, it'd be nice if you could take routes off, but keep the trains for layers. Yeah, that would be good. That would be good. Simon, I got an external HD2, but it only allows me to put PS4 games on it. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, you can do that, can't you, with PS4 games? I've got quite a few PS4 games. Nearly went through a red signal then. That could have ended in embarrassing failure. Too busy looking at the chat. Oh, yours was by via cable, Simon. Oh, unless that's become a thing now for PS5. Might take a look at that. Saito again, yeah, that's the plan. I suppose. Yeah, 387s and 801s. Yeah, that would have been cool. Yeah, they've outlived their usefulness, though. I still think those two German routes in particular, I think they've stood the test of time fairly well compared to other routes in the earlier days of, Train Sim 1 or Train Sim World 2. Simon Mains-Brisbane could have intercity express services. Mostly, would live and oh yeah, I mean, if Mains-Brisbane was going to have a remaster, 100%, they'll add a stack load of new AI, particularly Aschaffenburg up to Bahnhof. I mean, it was It's quite clear at on what was that route? Crikey, I forget the name of it. What was it? Maintail Barn? Is that what it is? That crummy little branch line. Poor thing. That had a load of AI and additional services. Stopping and starting services at Schaffenburger Bahnhof. So the potential is there for a busy and varied timetable. If a remaster was to happen, and of course, if a new timetable was to be put into the pipeworks. Simon Obstrecker Rheinruhr, yeah, forgot about that route. And Rheinruhr Austin, yeah, need upgrading the most. I haven't touched those routes in goodness me knows how long. I don't even know if I even got that installed. Jeez. I don't think. Oh, I should have, though. Right. Yeah, I do. Crikey. Forgotten about them. What about Rheinruhr Austin? Have I got that as well? Yeah, I do. Jeez. They're gathering dust in the cupboard under the stairs. Jeez, I forgot about them. Good grief. Andrew, I take it you are back tomorrow. Oh, you're chilling on the PS4. Yeah, that's right. Just the usual stuff. Andrew. Sorry. Yeah. You know the old saying goes. Same insert swear word every day. Yeah, that's the new one. That's the old one. Yeah. Alrighty then. I think I'll call it a day. Thank you to everyone for tuning in, be it watching or participating in the live chat. I appreciate your company. Hope you enjoyed the live stream. If you have, and of course, feel free to hit the thumbs up button below. And if you are watching for the first time, be it live or on playback, then I'd really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channel. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you next time. Take care.